Trick or treat, smell my feet, particularly disgusting, fromage and moldy cheese. Howdy, hey, and welcome. Spoopy time is about here, and I have my costumes for the doggos, and candy in mind. But being just how it is for me, I am working. But I love doing that. Now you may not be rich, you may not just have a Rolls Royce sitting around, you may very well be a cuckboy in training, or processing stages from those that are on the wealthier end of the spectrum, and have the privilege to work quieter with less problems and more ability to work without questioning, both legally and illicitly. But you know what you are not? You are not going to believe this, but
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations.
by even participating in the day-to-day activities that life requires and keeping your eyes open, you're winning against those that are better off and trying to trip you or working in coordinated, creative ways to gain from tripping you. You see, by actually tagging or snapshotting these things and people who step into your lane life-wise just to mess with you, you're marking them for what is their own choice to get entertainment from you that they could seek out ethically with how well off they are or how well grouped up they are. Instead of acting like they are above your human rights and you're some peasant living in a, quote, free country, getting what they let trickle down to your, quote, level. It's not a popularity contest, but sometimes privilege just happens to work out that way when people aren't paying attention. You see, as I've mentioned in other videos, psychology and facts are a reverse magician's trick for finding the lie in a game of where's the lie? Sometimes, when unethical people are well off, to the point people follow or create passes and cavalations for them to avoid answering to their behaviors, they like to think that makes them above the same laws that you and me answer to. But that bit of psychology leads back to their involvement and choice when the authorities we are told protect everyone equally leaves strange blanks or things that make no sense in their reports and stories, and people just weirdly don't fill them in. By marking these people doing these things and getting away with them, RCMP included, you've made society that tiddly bit better for others that may be made a joke or mockery in public forms of entertainment per se, in the future. Like paying it forward. See, the math works out to this, if you want to look at it as an equation. For every time you mark or point out a weird story or a blank thereof, you're creating a reserve of sorts, of which the people involved, including authorities, are either by facts,
Congratulations, you won.
A, not as deductive or perceptive as you are, or B, blatantly lying and creating a deteriorating account on their end for how trustworthy they are, again, by overlooked facts or blanks not filled in. Like the Morty cop from Rick and Morty. It's not a mystery to how this works. This works the same as, say, a journalist's advice who breaks a big story. When people try avoiding questions or facts brought up or presented during camera time during these sort of interviews, they get particularly nervous, and eventually it just tracks back to looking at what was said and what was done. Like, have you ever wondered why the cops get mad at you for recording? Have you ever passed a math test with 100% accuracy? Well, that is exactly your answer. Not everyone is capable of reciting the entirety of every mathematical equation, nor is every single RCMP officer capable of reciting every section of the law they were taught in school. There's another group of people who also choose to just not give their full effort to these things in favor of excluding the, quote, nerds of the group, and, well, do a slop-quality job instead of precision to their full capabilities. This may also leave the job open for taking or prospect under the premise that someone puts that sort of extra effort and detail into things as important as health, law, and most importantly of all, mathematics. So remember, the easiest mathematics in day-to-day life is the mathematics of honesty, because lying takes less effort nowadays, but it requires bigger numbers to cover the difference. But that reserve of overlooked details, oh boy, I tell you, that by logical deduction and processing will one day be worth literally more in life sustainability and currency to behavior credibility. A lot more. When it hits a questionable count or capacity and is brought to the attention of leaders that dictate what is truth in regards to facts. So keep marking these privileged idiots that bully you or someone else and somehow come out looking and living better than you. Because privilege is a privilege, not permission to violate others' comfort to aid a power trip. And it is simple math, good behavior, and avoided questions that will point out the secret sauce or formula that these type of people make their power, privilege, and money from. So keep it real and keep score. I am Mr. Avocadoman, and this has been applicable math for life situations and well thought out games of Where is the Lie. Much love, stay hydrated, remember it was long ago my first year in